The Book of Enoch, the subject of so much conjuncture, there's so much sensationalism, the book that so many people that will watch this video love and put so much stock in. This book, as we're going to go through and show you, is nothing but a source of disclosure and covering up of the darkest, most nefarious practices of the eternal cabal. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, and this series is entitled How the Eternal Dark Cabal Uses the Book of Enoch to cover the dark practices of ritual sacrifice. And without any further ado, we're going right into the Book of Enoch, and I'm going to show you what is plain as day, and I hope that you will be able to see it and will be able to break through the cognitive dissonance that you have surrounding this book. It happened after the sons of men had multiplied in those days, that daughters were born to them, elegant and beautiful. I don't believe this happened, but the people that put the Book of Enoch together want you to believe that it happened. And when the angels, the sons of heaven, beheld them, they became enamored of them, saying to each other, "Come, let us for ourselves select wives from the progeny of men, and let us beget children." I've shown you from the biblical scriptures that this never happened. It's made up. And if you'll watch and listen, you'll see why it was made up. And their leader, Samyaza, said to them, tune in, folks. I fear that you may perhaps be indisposed to the performance of this enterprise, and that I alone shall suffer for so grievous a crime. So Samyaza was saying, listen, I'll do this with you, but I'm afraid y'all won't go through with it, and I'll be the only one that does it, and I'll be the only one that gets caught. So Samyaza says, yeah, I want to do this enterprise. I want to come down and rape women, take women, have sex with women, but I'm afraid that you guys won't do it. But they answered to him, we all swear, and we bind ourselves by mutual execrations that we will not change our intention, but execute our projected undertaking. And they all swore together and all bound themselves by mutual execrations. Their whole number was 200, who descended upon Ardis, which is the top of Mount Armon. Folks, I want you to just take 1 second to think about what you've read. And some of you are not so dull. Some of you are not so drunk on the Marzulli crowd's secret sauce that you understand exactly what's going on. And because we never go past a word that we don't completely understand, and I know that some of you don't know what an execration is. It's an angry denouncement or curse, a protester's furious execration that the police might end up getting her arrested. Use the word execration when you talk about something that's yelled or muttered angrily. An execration is the act of cursing or denouncing. An object of curses, something detested. So, as you ponder this just a little bit, let me fill in the gaps for you so you can understand exactly what's going on here, how they're encrypting their very dark enterprises. They say we want to go down and steal women from men and begat children. That's just code. Maybe they want to do that, but here's what really happens. Not only do they have sex with women, they have sex with men, they have sex with boys, they have sex with girls. They sacrifice men, women, boys, and girls. And they decided that they'd love to do this stuff. They'd love to commit these grievous crimes. They know they're a grievous crime. But they don't want to go down together. They don't want to go down separately. They know that they are performing this enterprise of ritual abuse, including sexual abuse, all the way up to human sacrifice and cannibalism and the drinking of blood for the harvesting of adrenochrome. They know what they're doing. They know it's a grievous crime. They don't want to suffer alone. So what do? This is what the eternal cabal does. They swear an oath They bind themselves together so that they're all safe, because if you're on tape, if you're on video having sex with a child, if you're on video having sex with an animal, if you're on video eating, consuming human flesh, drinking, consuming human blood, when they all swear together, they're all safe because no one can defect. No one can defect. They give the names of these people, which is really kind of not that important. And then what do? They took the wives. Then they also started teaching them sorcery, incantations. And it says they brought forth giants. It doesn't mean they really brought forth giants. It means they brought forth giants of industry, giants of religion, giants of government. And then what did they do, ladies and gentlemen? Not being satiated with the sexual exploitation of men, women, boys, and girls, not being satiated by their combined curse, they decided that they would also turn against men and devour them. What does this mean? This means to eat them, to eat their flesh and to drink their blood. To eat their flesh and to drink their blood. And this is just one chapter, chapter 7 of the book of Enoch. Do I need to remind you that the book of Enoch was supposedly discovered? Not one copy, not two copies, not three copies, after the book had been lost for over 1,000 years, by a guy who was friend to royalty, by a guy who gave 2 of the copies to kings, by a guy that was part of the eternal Cabal itself. The book of Enoch has been used to mask and hide the practice of ritual human sacrifice and the consumption of flesh and human blood, while at the same time confessing it to you. But saying, oh no, it wasn't us. It was the Nephilim that did it. They are the Nephilim. The dark, shadowy cabal of the people, the rulers that lord it over us, that are consuming flesh, consuming blood, and ritually abusing children and people, that are committing human sacrifice and all manners of sexual torture. They're taping each other doing it. And they are telling you in no uncertain terms in the book of Enoch exactly what they're doing. Exactly what they're doing. It's as plain as it can possibly be, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot mistake this. You cannot doubt this. They're telling you exactly what they're going to do. They're telling you exactly how they do it. They're telling you exactly why they do it. They're confessing. And here's a part that I forgot, just in case you don't think they're really telling you. Watch this. And tell me this doesn't describe exactly what they're doing. These devoured all which the labor of men produced, until it became impossible to feed them. This is exactly what they're doing and have been doing. Devouring all the produce and all the fruits of our labors through fiat currencies and wars, and them heaping together riches. And then not being satisfied with taking our goods, they started to turn themselves against men and eat men, sacrifice men, consume human sacrifice, and drink blood. If you can't see this, I can't help you. And the Marzulli crowd is making money off this. The Marzulli crowd is making merchandise off this. I don't think Marzulli is smart enough to have figured it out. He just keeps cashing checks. Shame on him and shame on you if you continue to allow this to happen within the so-called truth or realm. They're showing you what they do. They're showing you how they do it. They're confessing. And while at the same time, they're blaming it on somebody else. And the Marzulli crowd is content to make money off of it. Ask questions, question answers. We're the last generation of real humans. You're either for us or you're against us. But they're going down.